In a stunning and unprecedented twist that has sent shockwaves through the world of football, the VAR governing body has reportedly taken the extraordinary step of intervening in the result of Sunday's high-octane clash between Arsenal and Manchester United. Following a weekend of intense scrutiny and a formal appeal from North London, reports suggest that the official result has been dramatically adjusted. In a move that defies the standard protocols of the Premier League, the 3 points have been retroactively awarded to Arsenal after a comprehensive review of the officiating errors that marred the 3-2 victory originally claimed by the Red Devils. The heart of the controversy centered on 2 glaring errors that the PGMOL has now allegedly acknowledged as match-defining failures. The first involved the second-half goal scored by Patrick Dorgu, which initially put Manchester United ahead. New high-definition angles, which were reportedly not utilized during the live broadcast, have confirmed that Dorgu handled the ball to gain control before his thunderous strike. By cancelling this goal, the governing body has admitted that the clear and obvious threshold was met, invalidating a crucial portion of United's scoring tally. Furthermore, that the daylight robbery at the Emirates was compounded by the now infamous Harry Maguire handball incident. In the 71st minute, with Arsenal trailing, a goal-bound effort from Mikel Merino was blocked by the outstretched arm of the United captain. While the on-field officials and the initial VAR check labelled it a supporting arm, the revised verdict suggests that Maguire's arm was in an unnatural position, extending his silhouette to block the shot. The decision to acknowledge this as a missed penalty has served as the final piece of the puzzle for those advocating for justice. The reaction from the Arsenal faithful has been nothing short of volcanic. For 24 hours, the Emirates faithful had been in a state of mourning, but as news of this correction broke, fans took to the streets of North London in a jubilant frenzy. The sense of vindication is palpable among a fan base that has long felt the brunt of inconsistent officiating. Crowds gathered outside the stadium, chanting the names of Mikel Arteta and the squad, celebrating a victory that feels like a turning point in their quest for the 2026 Premier League title. The club's legends have played a pivotal role in this historic reversal. Figures like Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira were vocal in the immediate aftermath, using their platforms to demand a higher standard of transparency. Henry, speaking on international broadcast, had labelled the Maguire incident a crime against the game, while Vieira insisted that integrity must come before the final whistle. Their relentless advocacy, combined with the club's formal protest, provided the moral weight necessary to force the governing body's hand. Inside the Arsenal dressing room, the atmosphere is said to be one of quiet satisfaction mixed with a renewed sense of purpose. While the players had initially conducted themselves with professional restraint after the defeat, the news that they have moved back to a 7-point lead at the top of the table has provided a massive psychological boost. Mikel Arteta, who was visibly apoplectic during the match, is reportedly pleased that common sense has finally prevailed, though he remains focused on the upcoming fixtures. On the other side of the divide, Manchester United and Michael Carrick are understandably reeling. The club has reportedly entered crisis talks with the league regarding the legality of overturning a result after the final whistle. From the United perspective, the points were won on the pitch through resilience and clinical finishing, and they argue that retroactively changing a scoreline sets a dangerous precedent that could undermine the finality of every match in the future. The wider footballing world is equally divided on the move. While proponents of the decision argue that justice is more important than the clock, traditionalists are worried that this marks the end of football as we know it. The idea that a result can be cancelled and points redistributed hours or days later is a seismic shift in sporting governance. However, the VAR body has countered that in cases of objective, verifiable handball errors, the integrity of the league table must be protected at all costs. This incident has also brought the legendary Pierluigi Collina back into the spotlight. The officiating icon had recently been critical of the grey areas in the handball rule, and his influence is rumoured to have been a factor in the PGMOL's decision to be more decisive. Collina's stance has always been that technology should eliminate doubt, not create it, and he reportedly viewed the Emirates incidents as the perfect test case for a new era of absolute accountability in refereeing. For the Premier League, this is a PR nightmare and a legal minefield rolled into one. By awarding the points to Arsenal, they have effectively admitted that their current VAR system failed in real time. This has led to immediate calls for a complete overhaul of how the VAR room operates, including the potential for live communication between officials and fans to prevent such glaring mistakes from reaching the point where a result needs to be overturned after the fact. As the dust settles on this extraordinary 48-hour period, the Premier League table has a very different look. Arsenal's lead is restored, and the momentum of the title race has swung back firmly in their favour. The robbery at the Emirates has been transformed into a vindication in North London, a narrative shift that will likely be discussed for decades to come. The match has become more than just a game, it is now a landmark moment in the history of sports technology. Ultimately, the scenes of Arsenal fans going wild signify more than just a win, they signify a belief that the system can, eventually, get it right. Whether this remains a one-off correction or becomes the new standard for the league remains to be seen. For now, the Gunners celebrate a hard-fought 3 points that were earned twice, once on the grass of the Emirates, and once in the boardroom of the VAR governing body.